In the last video, we created a new teacher file. In this video, we're going to look at creating a class list. When you use a class list with Response, students need to sign into their handsets using a unique number which you give them. With the students signed in, Response will collect the scores from their assessments, and you can even see how individual students have answered when you review the results of a question in Notebook. Over on the left you can see a green light next to the active class. The only option we have so far, because we've not added any other classes, is anonymous mode, so Response has opened that class by default. When you have added classes, the same green light will always tell you which class list you have active. Now select Add a Class. The essential information here is the name of the class. You also have to enter a passing grade, which is set to the default of 50%. Once you have entered the details, click Add. Once you are inside a class, notice the tabs at the top of the page. The Home tab is where you can add students to the class, so we'll be using that next. The second tab will give you details on your students, and the final tab contains details of all of the assessments you have given this class. There are two ways to add students to your class. The first is a manual way and involves typing in their names and giving them a student ID in the form of a number. The second is to import a spreadsheet with names and IDs into Response, and the class list is created for you. First of all, let's look at adding students manually. Give each student a number for their student ID, then enter their first and last names. Repeat the process until you've listed all of your students. You can also add metadata in the form of tags to each student. This data can allow you to produce a customized report for groups of students once they have taken assessments. The most commonly used tag is male and female, so you can produce breakdowns of performance by gender. To add a categorized tag such as gender, use the form shown here. Now the students have been added, we can start the class. Return to the home screen and choose Start Class. If any students were connected to your receiver in anonymous mode, they will be disconnected and asked to reconnect using their numerical ID. As students log into the class, a green light will appear next to their names here. You can now use Notebook to deliver assessment, and scores will be recorded for each student. In the next video, we will look at how to import a class into Smart Response from a spreadsheet file.